are we going?
Going to Tunisia.
Our latest adventure is a visit to the remarkable country of Tunisia in North Africa. It had been our plan to visit Israel, but war broke out there, so we decided we would change our plans. Nate fancied Shanghai food at the airport, so we did it. We were then transported to the Lufthansa plane that would take us to Frankfurt, and we learned a little about Lufthansa Airlines. Not good.
In Frankfurt, I'm heading to Carthage.
The plane was delayed, and I supposed to make up time. The pilot flew through over 1 hour of turbulence instead of going around it. Not very nice. They also left our luggage on the runway, as it appears there was no time to load it up. Our flight was late. On arriving in Carthage, our bags did not arrive, and we were told they would be delivered to our hotel. Great. Every day for the next week, they told us our baggage was being delivered to our hotel the next day. But it never arrived, so we were on holiday for 1 week, with only our carry-on bags, and promises every day that they will deliver it the next day. We arrived at our hotel at 6:55 in the morning with 2 young children and no bags. Tunisia is the northernmost country in Africa, a part of the Maghreb region of North Africa, bordered by Algeria to the west and southwest, Libya to the southeast, and the Mediterranean Sea to the north and east. It contains the archaeological sites of Carthage, dating back to the 9th century BC, as well as the spectacular Roman amphitheatre of El Jem. It's renowned for its ancient architecture, souks, and spectacular Mediterranean coastline. It contains the eastern end of the Atlas Mountains and the northern part of the Sahara Desert, and clearly Islamic architecture abounds. So join with us for a North African adventure as we explore our hotel, visit the ancient town of Mardia, have fun together, and visit the amazing amphitheatre at El Jem. I visited both Egypt and Morocco in North Africa, but Tunisia was certainly different. First thing to do as we arrived at 6:55 a.m. was to have breakfast. The staff were excellent. Breakfast outside by the pool. The adventure begins. Indeed, the hotel was impressive. The hotel lobby, a work of art. The Islamic architecture reminding us where we are. Though being in North Africa, I would have liked to have more Middle Eastern choices on the menu. Some things that I'd looked forward to eating here were not available. I love Middle Eastern food, It always reminds me of my first visit with the family to the Middle East, when we arrived in Amman in Jordan and took a trip to the ruins of Jerash, one of the cities of the Roman Decapolis, and our taxi driver took us to eat Middle Eastern food for the first time. Plenty of things for the kids to do and enjoy. Several pools here. The 360 camera enabling me to get some unusual shots. For me, this was a different holiday because it was for the kids. My cultural and historic exploration having to give way to the kids' fun times. The weather was excellent. Living in Hong Kong has meant that I've been able to visit and film almost every Asian country. So the opportunity to film in North Africa is special, different. I enjoyed filming the hotel. So let's have a look. The evenings were special. So we had dinner. A good selection of dishes on the evening buffet. Next morning, breakfast time. highlight of breakfast being the donuts. They had an espresso coffee machine for cappuccino, but it used Nescafe powder. The hotel, whilst being a beautiful building, lacked many of the things necessary to rate it higher than a 3-star. The Islamic architecture was excellent, and the place itself a great place, especially the lobby. I was inspired to get some shots of it. There are also many pools that make it a great place for the children. They really enjoyed it here, playing, swimming, and choosing their food. The weather was great, not even a cloud in the sky. The hotel was beautiful, but unfortunately they'd switched off the air conditioning for the winter, in spite of the weather being 28 to 30 degrees. When I complained, they said it was central air conditioning, and they had an agreement with the holiday provider, Love Holidays, to switch it off on the 15th of October. I have to say, when we booked the holiday, it stated that there was air conditioning. So we slept with the balcony doors wide open. Love Holidays is not a good company to travel with. Avoid it at all costs. They are cheap, and that says it all. They did nothing at all to help us get the suitcases. The telephones in the rooms were also not working, making it difficult for us to contact one another. So avoid Love Holidays. But we made the best of it. I managed to buy a pair of bright yellow shorts and wore them for a week. My camera equipment and chargers were in the suitcase, so most of the time I just used my iPhone. Forgive me for saying this, but I certainly would not want anyone else to suffer like we did. The hotel is right next to the aqua park, to which we get free access. The grounds of the hotel were quite interesting, an interesting well. Clearly the hotel was following what I call a cruise ship style holiday, when the buffet meals are available all day and the drinks are mainly free. So we decided to explore a little around the hotel, take a stroll down the road. We'd seen there was a coffee shop nearby and took a walk down to it. Some interesting, one might say, Mediterranean scenery. The Mediterranean Sea in the distance, and the date palms ubiquitous. The usual tourist activities, and then we came across the coffee shop and other shops and had a look around. Ben thought this looked like Bella. Found the coffee shop, decided on a coffee.
Well, we're in Madia. We're taking a walk from Madia Beach Hotel and having a coffee and pizza and some other stuff. And just enjoying Tunisia.
The coffee was good. The kids enjoyed a milkshake. And then we explored the shops. After that, we enjoyed playing a card game and ordered a pizza. The kids then practiced being gladiators for our visit to El Jem. And then another look around the shops. Ben got a hat. We then strolled back to the hotel. A fun time. The kids wanted to try the aqua park, so next we went over there. There was even a pirate ship to explore. This is the wave pool. And after that, we went back over to the hotel for the kids to play in the hotel pool. Then dinner. We can choose inside or out as the evenings were cool. And after dinner, I filmed the hotel by night, a pretty place. After that, a card game, and every time the kids won, they did a celebration lap. After that, we strolled back to our rooms. A great day. When deciding where we would go, we first took a look at what the weather was like, and Tunisia offered some good weather. Breakfast inside today. Outside, an exercise class taking place. And the kids having their exercise. I then decided to go to the beach and take some shots. The hotel borders the Mediterranean Sea. Without doubt, the Mediterranean Sea is my favorite place on earth. Such a diversity of both culture and architecture, and an amazing history. Add to that both the beauty and the excellent climate, and it's great. So it was a real pleasure to have the Mediterranean right next to our hotel. Fishing is still done from these shores, and there are many tourist options. One can simply lie on the beach and get a suntan, or engage in more athletic pursuits. Now that was no accident. Ben and Bella decide to take the plunge, so to speak. Then search for shells. Nate enjoying the respite. The beach salesman peddling his wares. Their method here is to say it's free, but it's not. Still, he's a nice guy. Finally, Nathan takes the plunge. Ben and Bella hard at work on the sandcastles. So we have family fun, and I catch a memory for posterity. This is fun. Our hotel is only about 3 miles from the Tunisian coastal city of Mahdia, so we decided to go and explore. It gives us the opportunity to see the local scenery. It's indeed another beautiful day, and we're looking forward to exploring this North African city. Mahdia has a population of 62,000 on the southern coast of the Mediterranean Sea about 130 miles to the south of Tunis, the location of the ancient city of Carthage, and about 200 miles to the west of Sicily and Malta. It certainly has the character and feel of a North African city. The old part of Mahdia corresponds to the old Roman city of Aphrodisium, and it was later called Africa. Aphrodite, the ancient Greek goddess of sexual love and beauty, was identified with Venus by the Romans, the Greek word aphros meaning foam, as in the foam of the sea, and Aphrodite was widely worshipped as a goddess of the sea and of seafaring. Our first stop was the Cap Africa Peninsula and the cemetery and lighthouse that have beautiful views. The taxi then dropped us in the Medina, the Skifakala being a fortification that dates back to 916 and one of the ancient walls of Mahdia. It's the gate to the historic centre of Mahdia. Next to it, the museum, the mosque nearby, and a supermarket. On entering the old city, we were immediately confronted by a typical North African arcade with tourist shops. Inside the city we began to explore. A wide variety of shops beckoning us, offering mainly clothing. Mahdia is known for its weaving. For me, it was a special treat. I love to explore new places, and the old city here brought back memories of Marrakesh in Morocco. Ben and Bella were also enjoying the occasion. In many tourist destinations, the things on sale are imports from China, but clearly these were local products. The mosque, the buildings, and even the products on sale, leaving us in no doubt where we are. Special. Amy felt she'd arrived in Aladdin's cave, and so she took advantage of the opportunity. I presume this dressing gown will keep her warm in the English winters. At this point, Nate and I left Amy and the kids to do the shopping and went off to explore the harbour. As a fishing boat passes us, we are immediately reminded that Mahdia has always been important for fishing and the fish processing industry. In the evening, the fishing boats are all back in the harbour, and we enjoyed the sunset on a beautiful evening. For the fishermen, their day's work is done. The harbour peaceful, beautiful, serene. And I imagine this has been going on for centuries. The sea providing an abundant harvest. So where are the fishermen? They probably dropped off the fish at home for their wives to cook and are watching the football game. So we strolled back to Amy and the kids and got some pictures of them. We all really had a great time.
Put it on Mommy.
No.
For mommy.
No, record it on Mommy.
I call it you.
I can put it on Mommy.
No, you're the better one.
No.
One at a time. You got the sunset behind
It's on the video.
you. You're right.
What's next? We're going to have a drink in this delightful place. We're about to have a local snack and drink in a delightful restaurant. It's overlooking the great Mosque of Mahdia, a mosque that was built in the 10th century. It's a very interesting restaurant in a classic location. Even some relics of Roman rule here. We're right next to the sea, and as the night falls, it's a very pleasant place to relax and chat. The kids are enjoying the moment. Amy is trying a local mint tea. I had a hot chocolate. We then strolled back through the town to get a taxi back to the hotel. Having a look at the shops on the way, and getting name bracelets for Ben and Bella. The result, very nice. Next morning at breakfast, we decided to eat inside.
I can play domino tonight.
Are you enjoying the holiday?
My name is Zach. Here we are in Tunisia. And what's happening here?
No. Ben's special. Is it a Bella special as well?
It was a twin special. It was a twin.
Another beautiful day, so we decided to take a swim in the sea. Then strolled to the aqua park next door to continue having fun. We chose this hotel so the children would have a place to enjoy themselves, and they certainly did. Even a wave pool. And then a look around a nearby store. And finally, we took a walk through the gardens at night. A very pretty sight. It's been a good day. Tomorrow we'll have a very special treat. We will visit El Jem, the famous African Roman Colosseum.
Today we're going to take a 1-hour ride out to an ancient Roman amphitheater called El Jem.
We have a special treat in store today. Had you told me before we came to Tunisia that there was a Colosseum here better preserved than the one in Rome, I should not have believed you. Maybe as you watch this, you'll also be in disbelief. So stay tuned for a big surprise. We've hired an 8-seater taxi to take us there, and it's another sunny day in Tunisia. El Jem is to the southwest. The journey used as an opportunity to see parts of Tunisia and get a feel for the place. We first pass through the city of Mardia and then head west. The driver giving insights into the places. Nate and I always love to visit new places, and this is certainly different. It's distinctly North African. Clearly the architecture is Islamic.
On our way to the amphitheater in El Jem. Takes about 1 hour. What a beautiful sunny day. And Ali is our driver.
Palm trees and olive trees abound. And we have an interesting sky today. So we finally arrive in this old Roman city on the edge of the Sahara Desert. And at first sight is this amazing amphitheater, seemingly out of place in the middle of the town. First things first, the kids want to ride on a camel. The last time I saw a camel was in Rajasthan. I actually rode one in the Thar Desert with Professor Alex. But before I tell you about the amphitheater, I'll tell you about the camel ride. They are expensive if you don't bargain. I then asked the man how he got his camel, and this is what he told me. When my dad died, he left 17 camels to me and my 2 brothers. He was very clear about how we should divide them. He said 1/2 of the camels were to be given to me as the eldest, 1/3 to my younger brother, and 1/9 to my little brother. But we had a problem, since 17 cannot be divided by 2, 3, and 9. And as we were pondering how to do it without killing a camel, my uncle said, "I'll lend you a camel." With my uncle's camel, we now had 18 camels, So I took 1/2 or 9 camels. My younger brother took 1/3 or 6. And little brother got 1/9 or 2 camels. 9 plus 6 plus 2 totaled 17. So we gave Uncle his camel back and we were all happy. How can that be? Well, 1/2 plus 1/3 plus 1/9 is actually equal to 17/18 QED. But let me ask the mathematicians and the lawyers, was what they did fair? A word about camel rides. It's all to do with making a memory. I remember the kids having a camel ride in Jerusalem on the Mount of Olives, and another at the pyramids in Egypt. The ride can be very uncomfortable, but the memory is sweet and lasts forever, especially when I film it. So after the camel ride, we walked over to the amphitheatre. Entrance fee 12 dinars, about £3, and we were soon enjoying the spectacle. The amphitheatre was built around 238 AD in the Roman province of Africa Proconsularis, present-day Algem. It's one of the best preserved Roman ruins in the world and is certainly unique in Africa. As with other amphitheatres in the Roman Empire, it was built for spectator events, and with an estimated capacity of 35,000, it's one of the biggest amphitheatres in the world. 148 meters, that's 486 feet, by 122 meters, 400 feet. If the place is impressive, the history is equally so. Constructed by the local proconsul Gordian, who became emperor as Gordian II, it was used mainly for gladiatorial combats and chariot races. It was then used as a fortress in the Middle Ages, when the population sheltered from the attacks of Vandals in 1430 and the Arabs in 647. So Nathan Bella reconstruct a gladiatorial combat. We wondered if the kids would enjoy these historical sites, but indeed when I asked them after the holiday which place they enjoyed the most, they both said it was Algem. The gladiatorial combat was epic underneath the arena, the corridor where the gladiators would prepare to meet their doom.
The idea was that everyone under here would be terrified by the noises they could hear.
It was a very scary place, as above them, the crowds were screaming for their blood. If you feel you've seen it before, it was used in films such as Monty Python's Life of Brian, and Nike used this location in 1996 to film a commercial entitled Good vs. Evil, which depicts a gladiatorial-style football game set in this arena. For us, this was indeed a memory. To simply walk around this spectacular historical location was an experience. Emotive, certainly. Grandiose. Thought-provoking. Imagining centuries past. After the tremendous experience, a drink and a snack, overlooking it all. Even Ben in deep thought. Now that's a memory. Then another ride through the Tunisian countryside and the town of Mahdia. It's been a memorable day. On arriving back at the hotel from El Jem, we took the kids for a swim. They had had their history lesson for the day. Now it's time for a little fun. Ben gets ready to do some snorkeling. After that, we had dinner. Then a last walk around the hotel gardens. The hotel at night, certainly pretty. Moonlight in Africa. Excellent staff. So we prepare to leave. After a whole week, Lufthansa has still not delivered our luggage. They are either very inefficient or just don't care. We received no compensation whatsoever. The verdict? The world's worst airline. They just don't care. Well, it's 9:06 in the morning, another beautiful day, and we're about to embark on about a 3-hour ride back to Carthage, Tunis, and jump on a plane to London. So off we go on another beautiful day. I love great skies. And I have to say, Tunisia was fantastic in this respect. So what's the verdict? I should have liked to have seen more history. It is indeed a great place for history, and the Colosseum of El Jem was excellent. Maybe next time we can stay in Carthage and explore that legendary city. When we arrived at the airport, we were told that we could pick up our baggage. It had been sitting there for a week. Whatever happened to Blitzkrieg? Even third world countries could do better than this. Carthage is a beautiful airport. So we boarded our Lufthansa flight, now concerned that we would arrive back in London without our baggage. the return flight through Munich. From there to Heathrow. Suspense. Would this pathetic airline deliver our bags? I have to say, we still made the best of a bad situation. Had we had our baggage, it would have been a superb holiday. Personally, I love to take a holiday where I can have a place to relax, with beautiful scenery and a historical aspect to it, so I can soak in history and give my imagination a workout. Not least, to visit a place I've never visited before. So Tunisia ticked all the boxes, and as I looked out of the window over the snow-capped Alps, it brought back a memory of learning to ski in these mountains over 50 years ago. The journey back to London took us through Munich, a place notorious in airline travel, where the plane carrying the Manchester United football team crashed in 1958. So we walked through the airport and caught the plane to Heathrow in London. I can't imagine why anyone would want to drink Cafe Nerd, except nerds, that is. Nate said, Dad, it's not Nerd, it's Nero. Oh, named after the evil Roman emperor? No, Dad, it's black coffee. I don't like black coffee. They should change the name to Cafe Nerd.